If you're just waking up, I just want to recap that earlier this morning, just before classes began at Butler High School in Matthews, two students apparently got into some type of confrontation. One of the students was shot. That student taken to Carolina's Medical Center. The other student, the shooter, taken into custody. A weapon has been recovered. We do not know what the circumstances were in regard to the confrontation between these two students. We do not know the students' names or ages or whether they are male or female.
Yeah. And, you know, this just comes at a time where we've had a really, really heavy week.
Really, it has been. What was the situation
last week with the pipe
bombs? And the pipe bombs.
And the synagogue in Pittsburgh. And here we want to start a week afresh, and now this. So we know, we feel it with you, I guess, to say all of that. We know this is just a lot of heavy news happening out there. Caroline Hicks has just been able to get with another parent who's been waiting there on scene for their child. Carolyn, I'm going to give it to you here so you can interview that parent.
Go ahead.
Kaylee.
Hi, I'm with Deborah Giles. She is waiting to hear from her granddaughter who's in the high school, and she actually just called her right now. So, of course, she's going to want to speak with her to get some information on what happened. Were you able to speak with her?
No, it got cut off, and now my husband's calling. So everybody's concerned because we have so much conflicting information. We're being told 2, 3, 4 different things, and just really concerned that things aren't better organized since we've had so many of these things to happen. And I'm just sitting here waiting to get word to go pick her up.
So you said you did head over to Elevation Church?
Yes, I went to Elevation Church, and there's so many people over there, and everything's blocked off. It's really hard to even get in there. So I thought, well, I'm going to come back towards the school this way, because she had called me and told me that they're trying to get the kids to stay in school if they can. If they can't, that they're supposed to be going to release the students. But again, it's conflicting of putting them on a bus and taking them to Elevation, or the parents can start coming to pick him up at the school. But so far, the roads are blocked off, and no one still can't get through.
When you first got word with your granddaughter, what was going through your mind when you heard what happened, and what was she telling you?
When she first said somebody's been shot at school, I was like, what? Because we were texting back and forth.
All right, so we lost the signal. We'll work to get that back up. But, you know, that mother kind of saying what we've been talking about, so many different versions of the story could be getting out there.
Exactly.
And, you know, it's a matter of getting the information from a reputable agency like the police agencies that are there out at scene, like CMS, who's been sending us as much information as they possibly can.
Right.
If you're one of those parents and you're at home, maybe you do want to leave to go figure out where your child is, we're streaming this coverage live on our WBTV News Facebook page. So it's something you can listen to as you're driving to where you need to go, so you're not missing out on the information that we're learning here.
And we'll bring it to you as soon as we can. Now, to say that there was panic at the school this morning would be an understatement, and I find this just really interesting here. Caroline has tweeted out a picture of a text message exchange between a mother and a child here, and I just want to read some of this to you so to give you an idea of what it was like for students there at the school. They hear gunshots, they don't know what's happening. Mom, oh God, somebody in here with a gun. We all running for lives. I never ran so fast, Mom, oh my God. Mom, somebody here with a gun, please answer. It's not a drill. I'm in a class that's not mine. Somebody with a gun, they shooting. Oh God, please help me. He is coming. I never ran so fast. I heard shots. I dipped. Somebody just got shot. Oh no, Mom, I can't breathe. So obviously you can just see this has been an incredibly traumatic situation for students at this school, at Butler High School this morning. We have talked to our coach, Lamont Odoms, who has 3 daughters who attend Butler. We've talked to a student. We've talked to a mother, a couple of mothers of students at the school here, and each one of them talking about how their children and others frantic there, scared, running from the building. And you know, they believe they're running for their lives because at the time this is happening, they don't know whether this is an isolated incident, which it turned out to be, but they don't know that. They don't know whether this is an active shooter who has come onto campus and has started shooting. So please understand that this is quite an emotional, traumatic event for students as well as staff at the school. The school is on lockdown right now, and Matthews Mint Hill Road is shut down until, at least until this lockdown is lifted, as police are investigating this situation. One student shot, that student taken to the hospital. A suspect, the student shooter, is in custody. A weapon has been recovered. We do not know the condition of the student who was shot. We do not know the identity, whether it was a male or female student. We don't know the circumstances that led to the shooting other than there was a confrontation. Again, the school is on lockdown. Police are saying this was an isolated event. I think that's important to note. An isolated event. This was not someone who came onto the campus and began shooting randomly or was targeting students or staff. Again, this was an isolated incident. It appears that it was between a student and another student.
And from what we understand, parents are starting to now march toward the school. They're demanding that they get their kids. It looks like, authorities blocked off the roads in both directions, but it appears that officials are not necessarily stopping them from doing this. So you're looking live here. This is right at Matthews Mint Hill Road at Moore Road, and parents, I'm guessing maybe taking matters into their own hands in a sense, who have been waiting for the last at least hour to hear from somebody about the status of their students, now marching, and our coach Lamont Odoms, who has 3 children at the school, following along with them. Coach Lamont, can you, okay, his mic is not on. We'll keep it on this picture here if we want to go back and see the crowd just making their way down Matthews Mint Hill Road toward Butler High School. But Coach Lamont Odoms has 3 children at the school. He is among those parents who have been waiting to find out if their child is okay, one, and when they can pick up their child. So, and police aren't stopping the parents from letting them down Matthews Mint Hill Road toward the school. So go ahead, Coach.
So what it seems as if happening right now, we have parents that have pretty much just taken upon themselves to start walking down to the school. We're trying to find out exactly if parents are going to be allowed to take their students out of the school right now. Caroline Hicks and I, we saw the crowd of parents walking, so we just grabbed our equipment and we just started following the crowd. I've talked to several parents this morning. Pretty much some parents received a call from Butler High School concerning the incident that took place. We had other parents that did not receive a call from them, but outlets like ours, they were able to find out exactly what went on. As of right now, there has been no plan, or us parents have not been notified on if we will be able to take our kids out of school right now. The more information we find out, the more that we'll let you guys know. But as of right now, we're just following the crowd.
Coach, does it appear at all any authorities are trying to stop the parents from making their way down toward the school?
No, actually, as we were walking, as Caroline and I were walking, we walked by police officers that did not try to stop us. So I believe that they are allowing parents to go to the school to get their kids. I'm going to get my kids. I especially want to talk to my daughter, Kaden, who witnessed the incident. And I want to find out, first and foremost, what happened with her, and also any other situations that may be taking place.
All right, Coach, do you know exactly how far it is from that intersection there to the school, and how long it might take you to walk to the school itself?
Well, we're actually right now on the grounds of the school. It's probably about half a block. We're on the grounds of the school right now. We're walking through the grass, as you can see other parents doing as well. walking towards the front doors, how they're going to organize this and how they're going to allow parents to actually grab their kids is yet to be seen yet. Are you a parent?
Yeah. We just organized to come back across the highway because our children were getting word they aren't going to bus anybody, which, as you can see, there's really no buses. So they weren't going to bus anybody over to Elevation Church.
Elevation is where they told parents to go to the meeting place. Got it.
So while waiting, and we heard the information that they weren't going to bus anybody, we decided we would just organize, come across Independence. And I really want to encourage either CMPD or Matthews Police. We need an escort crossing a highway that big. Did you cross it?
No. Actually, so parents have organized to come to the school to demand answers, so to speak, on when they'll be able to pick up their kids.
Well, they were encouraging the children to stay in place, but I'm not comfortable leaving my child in a building that couldn't have been secured from a gun this morning. And how many more guns are in there? It's silly. I'm not leaving my child here.
Yeah, thank you.
Not today.
Thank you. So as you can imagine, this is the sentiment that many parents are feeling right now. What was your name, sir?
Kyle.
Kyle. Thank you, Kyle. How many students do you have?
I have one.
One? What grade?
A senior.
Have you talked to your child?
Said they're going to let them go to second block and then dismiss them from there. That's just a student text.
Could you repeat what they just said?
My daughter said that they're probably going to move the kids to second block and then dismiss them from there.
Okay. Did they mention the procedure for dismissal? Because you mentioned that you didn't hear anything about busing. So if they don't have buses, how are they going to get home?
Right, exactly. And that became the issue really quickly. Was the rendezvous at Elevation was okay, but with a lot of students without.
Right now there's something that's being said.
All right, this is a very developing situation here. We are live now, apparently on the grounds of Butler High School, where a huge crowd of parents has marched, looking for answers, looking to see if they can get their students from the school here after the shooting at the school earlier this morning. Again, an isolated shooting incident involving just 2 students. 1 student taken into custody, another student taken to the hospital who was wounded in this shooting. We do not know the condition. You can see some confusion out there on the scene. But again, now on the campus of Butler High School, one parent getting information from a student, apparently a child, saying that after they go to the second block, they will release students from the school. But initially they were told to let the students stay in place where they were. So now we're waiting for information from the school itself and possibly from police to see exactly what is being allowed to happen out here this morning.
Yeah, parents kind of taking matters into their own hands. It seems like much of this crowd came from Elevation Church, which is right there at Matthews Mint Hill Road in Independence, and were apparently told to stage there. And when they weren't really getting information on when their children were going to be able to leave, they literally crossed Independence Boulevard, it sounds like, from what that one dad was saying, and marched their way down to Butler High School, which would be a mile or so down from Elevation Church Matthews. So seeing some emotion there on scene. Coach Lamont is with someone right now. Coach, who are you with right now?
Yeah, I'm with a young lady who is a student here at Butler. Sweetheart, what's your name?
Marley.
Marley? All right, so tell us what happened. What happened when you were inside the building?
During first block, when the bell had rung, we was all going to first block, which is in the 800. My first block is in the 800. And everybody was telling us to run. Like, as soon as we had gotten there, it was a bunch of people running, and somebody yelled, somebody got a gun. And then you heard a shotgun. Like, it was kind of low. And we all ran in the classroom, and then they announced on there lockdown immediately. And then, like, everybody started saying that somebody had got shot, but we didn't know who. And then everybody, like, came out with a picture of Bobby, and he goes to our school. I'm supposed to say his name. But, yeah, so.
So Dad, you got the call. Did you get the call from the school, or did you get the call from your daughter?
My daughter, and she basically texted us, let her know what was going on. We already had a plan in place because, a lot of school shootings happen these days. So we had a plan in place. They did it, and everything came out all right.